Hey guys, MrMoopig here, back with another Minecraft Pocket Edition video, and today I have the second episode of our Redstone Alternative Lessons series, and we're going to be discussing science today, and all about them, how they work with their properties and everything, and I've set up a bunch of examples for you guys, so hopefully we can get a lot out of this episode. But before I jump into the actual learning, I decided to rename this series. It's no longer Redstone Alternative Lessons, but I've renamed it to MCPE Redsone 101, if you could not tell by the title, and the reason for this is because a really awesome guy from the MCPE community has actually kind of retired. He shut down his YouTube channel and his website, and his name was Little Hurt Gamer. He was a really awesome guy. He did lots of Redstone alternatives, and he was also mostly known for his MCPE podcast. If you guys ever saw that, I was actually lucky enough to be on that myself. So he was a really great guy. He did lots of good things. So I thought, in his honor, as of him leaving the end of 2013, I thought in his honor I'd dedicate this series to him. So from now on it will be MCPE Redstone 101, because he did have a little series with that. He called it WRCs, which were his little weekly redstone challenges, and he did some cool creations. I don't think he actually did a lesson series like this, but I know he definitely want as many people as possible to know about redstone alternatives. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. We're going to be jumping into signs. If you guys have not seen my previous episode in the series, that was sand and gravel, and I discussed how those work. So if you guys have not seen that video, link will be down in the description below. Just be sure to check that out, because you will need to know or watch that video for this one. So this series is going to be working out like, you will have to know the series. You have to watch the episode before it, so you have the information for the episode that you're going to be watching, if that makes any sense to you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in with, or actually, you guys might notice a difference in mic quality at the moment. I am actually using my blue snowball at this point. I couldn't for a couple of videos because it was really inconvenient and things weren't working out at the time, but I've got it to work now, and I'm also recording on my brand new iPad mini with Retina display, so we should have a little bit better, like, smoother gameplay, I guess. I don't think it's actually going to be any smoother, because I'm still recording with a display recorder, which is from Cydia, and I am jailbroken on my iPad iOS 7, so that's great news, and some nice quality improvements. But about the episode today, we're going to talk about signs, and first off here we've got our chaining examples. So with signs, if you guys do not know, you can actually chain signs to a base sign. This is my little terminology. This is a base sign, basically, one that's actually connected to the ground. There's no signs connected to it whatsoever. It's called a base sign, and I'll be kind of differentiating the signs from this cobblestone block here and showing, the difference. Because if you're new to this, you guys may not have, you may not see a difference between these blocks other than appearance. They might do the exact same thing, just sit there. But if we go in and chain this out here, I'll attach a couple pieces of cobblestone to, we'll just call it this base cobblestone. But if we attach some more signs to this base sign here, which is what I like to call it, once again, it's not actually, or it's not necessarily called that, that's just what I like to call it. But as you can see, we're kind of even here. So let's say we break this base piece of cobblestone, quotations base. So let's click it, and as you can see, nothing else happens to the ones that are supposedly connected to it. But if we do the same with this sign here, this little base sign, as you can see, if we break it, all the connected signs to it fall down into their item form, which is really annoying. I don't know why Mojang decided to add that, but whatever. They all break, at least. So that's the difference. If you do this, though, we'll give this another test. If we just place them all on the ground, they're not actually connected to each other. We do not get the same effect. They're all different signs. They're completely individual. They are not connected to each other. As you can see, I can break this one, and none of the other two are affected. So that is when they're not actually attached to each other. But yeah, that's how that works. Now we can move on to another example over here with our base signs once again. This is the base sign out of this whole group right here. There's one base sign, and that is this one. Every single other sign you see here that is not this one is all connected sign or a chained sign. So as you can see, I did this example so we could demonstrate all the different places you can actually chain signs to on a base sign. So it can go right, left, forward, backward, and up. So it actually cannot go downwards, if you guys are wondering. Let's say you have a sign in the sky like this one, and that was your base sign. That was your first one, I guess. You cannot actually make that go down. You cannot chain it downwards, and it can only go up or straight from that point on. So be sure to start out as low as you can, so you don't have to actually go down or start a new chain or something like that. So if we actually break this base sign here, every single other sign will actually break, and this sign, or this sand, this gravel, and everything will fall down. So this is just a nice little example. As you can see, everything has fallen, and there's loads of little item forms of the actual other signs. So that has been kind of the base sign and kind of the little technique of how you can chain them together to make a nice little signal, quote-unquote signal. It kind of replaces the redstone signal in Pocket Edition. So this is another example. You guys might be wondering, well, what's the point of this? How can you actually apply this? Well, signs in Redstone Alternatives are used all throughout adventure maps all the time. So how this is kind of comes into play is you can use cactuses and sand and gravel. So once again, I covered sand and gravel in my previous episode. There will be a link below. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. And cactuses will be next episode. So be sure to subscribe and be notified whenever that one actually comes out, because that will be an exciting episode. We'll be talking about this little blocker right here. But this is our little, I don't know, we'll call it a trigger block. And when you break this trigger block, what it's going to do is break any signs actually connected to it. So you do not actually have to have a base, quote-unquote base sign to actually start a sign chain. You can have a base block. So let's say we try to add some signs to this block here. As you can see, it works. So let's say we have a three connected signs to this one block. If we break it, as you can see, they all break, kind of like I did over there with the sign base. So this is, let's say we want to make water fall into a hole. How would we'd accomplish this task? A task would be, we could actually have a trigger block like so, with a sign chain straight over to a piece of water, which might be surrounded in something looking like this, because if you just place a water block on top of a sign, it's just going to start spreading out and go all crazy. But it's contained, and it's actually holding up this water block as one block here. So let's say this falls down, and let's say this sign breaks. This water block right here, gosh, I cannot talk, will go straight underneath in one single line straight into this hole right here. So that's pretty cool. Now, the reason you guys might wonder, why the heck is there a cactus here? What's the point of this? There really is no point. The only point is to actually delay the signal. And I wanted to include this to kind of give a sneak peek of the next episode and how cactuses are going to be implemented into this, mostly for delays, but they've also got a couple other purposes as well. So I'm not going to be going into that, just a sneak peek. So let's say we break this trigger block. This will actually allow that water to fall into the hole, because the signs will break here, releasing this cactus, or releasing this gravel, holy cow, and then this will break this cactus, which will continue on this signal. So, oops, I didn't even break the block, but I managed to break the first sign connected to that block, so it's like the same thing. But as you can see, we've accomplished our task, which was to make this water go into the hole. So you can use the signs to hold up sand and gravel blocks, which can continue using cactuses and things, and you can also hold up water and lava as well. So our task goal was to release the water, and that's what we completed. Now this over here, this is our last example. This is for some more uses. I actually should have gone to this one first, but that's alright. As you can see, we have our trigger block here. Maybe we'll actually break the trigger block this time, but as you can see, there's just a simple sign chain looping around here. You guys might, this looks really funky, but it's actually just going to the right of that block. That's just how it looks. It's kind of funky looking, but don't be surprised by that at all. So as you can see, there's one new kind of use for signs as well implemented in this. It's not only good for chains and to actually hold text, but you can make sand or gravel, which are basically our gravity blocks, you can make them disappear when they hit a sign that is on the ground. So let's just say this trigger block is, well, we're not saying it actually is true, but this trigger block is hooking around a sign chain to two pieces of sand here. One is going straight to the ground, and one is going straight onto this sign here. So if we break this, we will only get a result of one sand piece, because this one will automatically disappear and pop into its item form whenever it's actually, or its little like spinny blocky form, whenever it actually hits a base sign that is on the ground. So that's pretty cool use. I actually used this technique in my Xmas or my Christmas special. So you guys not seen that, that little Redstone Alternative Christmas special, please do check it out. It was really really cool project, and I spent a lot of time on that, but you can kind of see how these can actually, or the signs can actually be used to break blocks that you may not want sticking around on the ground. So you can also delete your entity file of a map and get your signs out of there. They'll actually be completely invisible. So let's say I place, all these signs that are here on the ground will actually become invisible. They'll actually still be there. Their appearance will just disappear. So it's cool. This is a good method to use if you're trying to hide a bunch of signs that you may not want, like out in the open. I did that with my Christmas special as well. So that has been pretty much this entire video. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you learned something new, I would greatly appreciate. Holy crap, my throat just like completely I don't even know. But I would greatly appreciate a like on this video and a comment down below, maybe for some suggestions for future episodes. And I cannot talk, holy cow. And if you guys subscribe, that'd be great as well, so you guys can be informed about future episodes. So next episode will be cactuses, and the previous episode it was sand and gravel, so be sure to watch those. And that has been it. I hope you guys learned something new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.